podcast. Welcome everybody to episode 4 of All You Can Hear podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Tanner, and with me, as per usual, we have Colt and Wenzel.
Yeah, I didn't think we'd make it this far. I'm Wenzel.
Wenzel, I didn't even mention it that time.
I know. I'm still gonna say it. I didn't think we'd make it this far.
We planned a podcast for 2 months just to go 3 weeks, but this is the 4th week.
Hi, I'm Colt. I didn't think we'd make it this far.
Colt, that's a good bit.
I had a joke there, but it got tumbled.
You tumbled it?
Yeah.
So this week on the pod, we're recording this on Thursday. This is the one thing I like about the podcast is that we've recorded 4 episodes and we've recorded them all on 3 different days. We've done two episodes on Thursday now, 1 episode on a Saturday, and last week's episode was on Sunday.
Yep.
So and we're doing this episode from time of recording last time to Sunday to now Thursday. So yeah, how y'all been doing this week?
Pretty great, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Y'all really had
good.
like nothing to do. I mean, you're done out for the summer. You know, you've been tanning, Annie.
Yeah.
No.
I've just been hanging out with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had to shoehorn that in. Oh yeah, and we have sound guy Ground Beef Cody here. He's actually at the table this time as opposed to being in a different room.
Yeah, we stuffed him into another room.
I really don't understand why we had to set it up in the other room to begin with now. Because of a fan. So, yeah. So stop fan. Thank you. But anyways.
Haha, that's funny.
Do you get it? Like a
that's
fan
funny.
of the podcast.
That's funny, guys.
Yeah. But anyways, well, I was going to ask you. So it was helium on your Snapchat earlier.
Yes, that was helium.
Was that from that balloon you got last week?
Yes.
I wanted to try it.
Well, it's gone. It's too late now.
I really wanted to try it. Oh, man, you should have bought it here and we did the podcast on helium.
That would have been awesome. That would have been great.
That would have been a fun gimmick.
Are you sure?
Could you imagine doing a whole podcast?
No, I would have a
I think you would die.
I had a bad headache.
Yeah, the one time I did helium, which was years ago, I remember having like a pretty severe headache, which is not supposed to, I mean, it's obviously going to happen because you're replacing oxygen or whatever with helium. So obviously you're like, your brain's not getting air, which is why you get a headache. So, but I think doing it for 45 minutes straight is not a bad idea.
It's not a good idea.
But it's not a bad one.
No, you're right.
And plus, you already have a name for the podcast. If you do helium, you just call it Helium Cast. That's a free idea. I'm putting it out there. Free market idea. You can have it.
But if you die during that podcast,
we are not responsible.
Absolutely not
Tanner's
responsible.
fault.
Well, hold on. Hold on. So not really has happened because again, we're recording just like 5 days after the last episode, so not too much has happened.
I mean, no, there's something I was going to talk about
Yes.
that I really want to talk about. Okay, has anyone heard of this new show on Comedy Central called The Gore Burger Show?
Wait, no, I actually haven't.
Okay, I honestly...
No.
Okay, what it's about... honestly, I can't explain it other than that the guy who's created it was T.J. Miller, and he's the voice and puppeteer of a giant blue alien-looking monster.
And he's also the main character in Emoji movie.
Thanks, Colt.
So yeah, and recently I had an episode that I didn't know about called Grizzleblubs Day, and there's 2 actor comedians, whatever, Zach Woods and Johnny Pemberton, and they played a game of cornhole, which was them throwing corn on the cobs into people's assholes.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's what you had pulled up on your phone to tell us about.
Yeah,
He could not remember that.
because I sent a snap to Colt, and
he did.
I got the perfect moment of it when it went right into the guy's ass, and I was like,
Oh my god.
this is amazing. Why has nobody watched this show?
Why would anybody watch that show?
Because of that.
What
awesome.
weird ass comedy.
It was so funny.
I did see today where the creator of regular show is bringing a new show to TBS at the end of the year. I can't remember what it's called, but it's an animated show again, but it's about what every sitcom is about. It's 20 somethings turning into 30 somethings, and it's like them raising a kid and them like coming like just experiencing problems that people transitioning from like 29 to 30 experience, so like stuff with jobs and parenthood and stuff like that. And it seems like an interesting concept. I thought regular show was a really smart show for its intended audience. Like, obviously there was references in regular show you wouldn't get unless you knew.
I don't understand it because I'm not old.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you didn't know stuff like the Baby Ducks thing where they, parodied.
Evangelion.
Yeah, the Crew Angels,
Said
thesis.
horribly.
Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, a 9-year-old watching that show is gonna be like, "This is from Evangelion." Like no kids gonna catch on to that. So I wonder like how smart this show is gonna be considering its intended audience is seemingly like
It's probably not going to do as good.
teenagers and adults. Well, I mean,
wow, way to be
I'm
optimistic.
just saying it's on TBS.
TBS is
Yeah, they
have a surprisingly well received lineup of shows.
Yeah,
now.
have you ever watched TBS?
Colt doesn't.
Exactly.
I don't have
They don't have cable, so
Exactly.
I don't even know why.
So shut your mouth,
yeah,
Colt.
Colt's not even the audience for this.
Do you have a beard? No, I didn't think so.
It's coming back faster than you
Is
have
it?
hair on your body.
Wow.
In total. I said that was hard to say.
Colt had a bit before the podcast where he forgot how to talk, but I think it's actually slipped into the real podcast. I love how Colt's like, this is going to be my gimmick. I'm going to get it.
I'm not trying to do this. It just happened.
You haven't. Okay, you just graduated. How did you?
I barely talked in class. I don't know. You're
No, if you remember distinctly, Colt told us literally the second after he graduated, he goes, I zoned out the whole time. He's like, I heard my name and that was it. There was 9 speeches at y'all's graduation.
There were
There
a lot.
was?
There
was, y'all
No.
had,
Samantha.
I'm not going to say any names, but
there was people.
there was like 6 or 7, because there was one for a teacher retiring,
Oh,
one
that's
from your
right.
vice principal. You had 2 salutatorians, a valedictorian, senior president, and SGA president. So that's like 8 or 9 speeches.
I just wanted to get over it. I wanted
Yeah.
to
Wow.
eat.
And it was a super quick graduation, which was the weird thing. Yeah, we're talking about graduation again, but it was only like an hour and 10 minutes. But it was great.
Speaking of graduation too, if anybody remembers the movie Finding Nemo,
Speaking of graduation, let me talk about
Well,
this movie
because-
from 03.
me and my girlfriend posted a picture on Instagram, and it was us kissing. And I said she's my exit buddy, so just a cute little thing there. I want to say.
Wenzel, you're gonna.
There's
You're
some people that burn in hell, and it's Wenzel.
You can't see this because you're listening on audio, but there was literally vomit covering my microphone at the moment. Just green. Okay, here's a fun question. What color was your throw up the last time you threw up? Because I know distinctly what color mine was. 'Cause I remember what
Mine
I
was
ate.
red, very red.
What did you have before it?
I want to
Or was it blood?
probably Mexican? I don't remember the exact food.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine was red too. It was like pizza.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Mine was pink because I had a strawberry banana milkshake. I haven't thrown up since I was 12. So 9 years I've gone without. Knock on wood. 9 years. But I remember because they took me.
Force Tanner to throw up.
Yeah. No, because I remember I've seen Colt throw up more times than I've seen myself throw up in my life.
Because I was eating terrible things.
Well, don't volunteer.
Well, I was for the force.
Oh my
You're
goodness.
laughing out of nervousness.
I'm not
I
laughing.
forced him.
No, but I remember because we went to the hospital and one of the nurses told my mom, is like, yeah, he has meningitis, which you don't tell your mom when they're not sure I didn't. I had strep throat, but they were like, this is meningitis. Your kid
Yeah,
may
me
die.
too.
And
His hands rubbing my leg.
No, it's
Okay.
barely touched it.
good to know.
He's
But
lying.
and I remember after we got done at the hospital, I was like, the only thing I want is a strawberry banana milkshake from Sonic, which if you know me, obviously not what I would want from Sonic. But so we go to Sonic and I get it and I drink it. I'm like, man, this is awesome. It was just like a medium, but I drank it all from town all the way back to my house, like 20-minute drive. Immediately get home, throw up pink everywhere. And it was beautiful.
Nice.
It was just pink. It was the only thing I'd eaten in like 2 days.
That reminds me, we still haven't tried that one milkshake from Burger King.
What?
Fruit Loop choke.
Do they still have it?
I don't know, but they brought back the macaroni and cheese thing.
I want to try those still.
Oh,
I haven't tried them yet.
I haven't
I want to
either.
try them.
You know, my mom was telling me because my younger brother fishes, so she goes to all these fishing tournaments, and she was telling me, she was like, "Yeah, we just went to the best Burger King," and she keeps telling me about. Yeah, I'm like, what the hell? And she just keeps telling me, she's like, "Yeah, this Burger King was so clean, and like the service was great, and the food was great." And she tells me about this Burger King for 5 minutes. She goes, "Wait, hold on." It was Hardee's. I'm like, how did you get those confused? Like, they're two pretty different places. And she just keeps going on, and she was like, "But I think I had a Whopper." I'm like, "You didn't have a Whopper from Hardee's." I'm like, and she goes, "Oh yeah, I hate Burger King. It was Hardee's." And I go, what a stupid story. Like, you're telling me about this Burger King. I've never seen anybody praise a fast food chain as much as my mother was praising this theoretical Burger King that was Hardee's.
And then she ended up turning on.
Yeah, and then she just go, wait, I hate Burger King. It was Hardee's. But no, the weird thing is I remember several years ago, because this was a Hardee's in another state. I remember like 6 or 7 years ago us having a conversation about a Hardee's in town, and she going, yeah, it's just so clean and the service is great and the fries were hot. That's my mom's criteria for a good restaurant. If the French fries are hot, which is a good criteria to have. If you have cold French fries, you know,
you just don't pay for your
get
dinner.
out my face. Yeah, just leave. But yeah, it was just the weirdest thing. Like, I've never seen anybody praise a normal fast food restaurant. It wasn't like a state exclusive. It wasn't like she went to like a Jack in the Box, which we don't have any here, or anything. It's like she went to a regular ass Hardee's, which we have like 10, like in just our little area.
Well, the last time I went to a Hardee's was probably 6 to 8 years ago.
I haven't had Hardee's in forever.
I went to Hardee's like 2 years ago.
Which fast food restaurant has it been the longest since you've been? Because, you know, some people are like, I haven't been to McDonald's in 3 years, but I haven't been to Wendy's in 6 years, and blah, blah, blah. What was the last time you went to a restaurant that was the longest? But it has to be fast food.
I would honestly say Hardee's because I haven't been there in 2 years.
So you just eat a lot of fast food?
Kind of, yeah.
Mine would be Burger King. Because
Hardee's for me.
For Hardee's for you? Because I remember with Burger King, it's kind of an embarrassing story because it shows just how stupid and stubborn I am. But I remember when I took my ACT in high school, so this would have been my junior year of high school, so I was 16. I remember going to go take the test because it was right before my birthday. And we go to Burger King for breakfast, and, you know, we eat our food, and then this is right, like, my car's still brand new, so I'm still really picky about people eating in my car. But
we ate some dinner.
Yeah, which is why I was like, oh my god, they're all getting dinner at Sonic. But anyways, so I get done with my test, and I notice like 2 days later, I'm like, somebody left food in my car.
Oh my god!
And I look at it, and I find out that my sister left food in the car. I'm like, well, I'm going to teach this bitch a lesson. So I eat the food in the car, and I get food poisoning because I ate it like when it was 2 days old.
God, you told her.
Yeah, I'm like, I showed you. But I say I got food. I mean, I didn't vomit, but, you know, my butt did. And, it was awful. It was so, and it wasn't even like, well, it was like a breakfast burrito.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Why would you go back for that?
Yeah, well, it was like a whole breakfast burrito. I'm like, why did she order a whole breakfast burrito and leave it in the car? And there was like hash browns still in my car. I'm like, did she just forget to eat and leave it in my car? So I just decided, so I eat it, and I get like food poisoning. And the reason I remember is right before my birthday, because I remember I was sick on my birthday because I checked out of school on my birthday because it was like, this food poisoning's too bad. But I also just remembered a time that I threw up that was after the time I had meningitis, and this was my freshman year in high school. The last day of school, I show up, and I remember this because Cody was a nursing assistant at the high school, and I remember I walk in the class, immediately throw up, like wasn't in there a second, literally just walk in, throw up. The teacher makes me take my own throw up to throw, and she was super nice, but I was like, I'm not touching this. And she was like, nobody else is. And so I take my throw up, and then I go back in there, and I'm like, can I have some gum? And I get some gum, and then I go to the nurse's office. She gives me 100 on my final. And
really?
Yeah,
Good
but I remember
for you.
The trick is to throw up.
Yeah,
all over
the trick
place.
is to throw up. Well, what
I mean,
in the trash can?
We're out now.
I'm gonna throw up on that school.
But anyways, but I remember Cody being in there because I think we did. I think there was another guy in there that was a nursing assistant as well. But I think all we did was watch like videos for like an hour or something. Like I distinctly remember a video with a giraffe in it, but I don't remember what the video was. I'm looking at Cody, and Cody is having no recollection of this. But
You came in there during lunchtime, and it was...
No, it wasn't lunchtime. It was literally first thing in the morning. It was like 8 o'clock.
Then I have...
Yeah, it was the first thing. I remember after that, I walked down to the elementary school because my grandparents were down there, and I'm like, I got in the car and I just laughed. I was like, I'm done with freshman year of high school, guys. I threw up everywhere. So I remember the reason I threw up was because we had 7-layer dip the night before because my younger brother graduated 5th grade, and it apparently had been sitting out for like 2 hours, but I was the only person to get sick, but, you know, life.
Yeah.
So that's the short history of me throwing up.
I don't really remember the last time I threw up. I remember the last time I choked, That's a lot. I choke a lot.
I feel like you need to get like your esophagus widened.
I can't help it, man.
That's what had to happen to my grandpa. He ate a piece of alligator and started choking
that's
on it.
probably the problem.
Well, yeah. I mean, he was like he was mid-70s when this happened, and they went to the hospital and he just had alligator stuck in his throat, and they pulled it out and widened his esophagus. Yeah.
Well, I choke a lot. I have to chew my food thoroughly.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I would imagine you'd want to chew your food in the first place.
I know, but I have to chew it more than the average person. That's why it takes me longer to eat.
How many chews?
I don't know. It depends on the food.
Steak.
I don't know.
Chicken.
No, nobody counts that, Tanner.
Well, no, because there is a thing that's like you're supposed to chew your food. I think 20. I think you're supposed to average like 20 chews on each side of your mouth per piece of food.
Wow.
That.
Nobody
that?
keeps up with that. Just chew your food,
Just
Colt.
chew it, man.
Do you chew mashed potatoes?
No, it's not really needed unless.
It's not, but I'm just wondering how much of a baby esophagus do you have?
Nah, I don't chew that.
Okay.
Speaking of baby Colt, should we introduce this our new segment?
Here's Colt's bit. Have at it, Colt.
Drum roll. Weekly obsession.
What have you been obsessing with?
I've been playing a lot of Kingdom Hearts. Not really. I've only got like 13 hours in the game. The first one. I'm playing all the Kingdom Hearts because I decided to spend my graduation money on the Kingdom Hearts series. A lot of it. And
you have every game.
I have every single Kingdom Hearts game
on
out
on PS4.
Yeah, on the PS4.
Oh, did you even get 2.8?
Yep, 2.8's in my possession.
Oh wow! And you have them on disc.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have to borrow them from you.
Well, if you actually play them in complete games.
Listen, Kingdom Hearts, one of my favorite series of all time. Haven't played Kingdom Hearts 2 in
Let's
like.
call out Tanner. When
9
are you
years.
actually going to complete a game?
Tanner hasn't beaten a game in 3 to 7
God,
years.
I beat Pokemon in December. Get off of me.
Come on, Cheesecake.
I get off of me. You don't even have the right to call me that.
Whatever, cheesecake.
You don't even. Y'all don't even get the.
Cheesecake.
Kingdom Hearts is good though.
Tanner did his usual crossed arms look.
Yeah, my signature cross-armed look. Nope. So I mean, how? Because this isn't your first playthrough of it, is it?
Well, it should.
First
be.
one that you remember, because
Yeah.
I'm sure you probably played it
I
when you were
played
like
it when I was
a
like-
baby.
8 or 9.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I don't really remember any of this at
Yeah.
all. But it was a lot easier for me back then as well.
Wait, are you having a harder time with Kingdom Hearts now?
I'm having a very hard time with Kingdom Hearts now. I started the game on Final Mix mode, which is the average, normal, and I said, wow, this is not easy. So I restarted the whole game because you can't change your difficulty on the fly.
Wait, how far into the game
It was
were
about
you?
2.5 hours.
Oh my! And you just were like, "This is too hard."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I said, screw it, I'm restarting. And I'm playing on the easiest mode, and it's still a struggle.
Wow. I remember them. I mean, it took me like 6 months to probably beat Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts is the Dark Souls
for
of children.
for PlayStation 2.
I'm not joking. It's pretty dark. Souls.
Wow, I kind of want to go back and play it because I don't. I mean, I remember it again being hard, but I just thought that was my incompetence.
Because you said dark, I want to play Darksiders now.
Well,
you're gonna have a chance soon.
Yeah,
'cause
Darksiders 3.
Apparently, Darksiders 3 is coming out. You're looking at me, but you're the one that told me.
Wait,
Yeah, they showed the trailer.
do you not remember that?
when it's supposed to come out?
Well, when they usually release a reveal trailer for something, it's coming out eventually.
Thanks. No, I don't remember. No, I mean, I have no idea.
Yes, I distinctly remember having a conversation with you because I was like, I don't think it looked that good, and you were like, "What? How? What?"
I remember saying, I liked it or I loved how it looked, and I was super excited, but I don't remember a release date.
Oh no, I don't think there was a release date.
Bit.
There's not a release date. They just released some gameplay. Like
Yeah.
the
Then why-
pre-alpha, I think.
Bitch.
We
the
were
what-
yelling at you about not. You were like, I don't remember that.
No, I mean, I was saying I don't remember a release date. That's all I was saying. You guys kept saying.
You never said release date.
You know what? Fuck you.
So Colt, Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts is
Fuck
good.
Kingdom Hearts.
Well,
So are you going to play it in like legit storyline order?
no, screw that. I'm gonna play it in release time, like
Oh.
whenever they release them, because it's just gonna be confusing if I play them
Yeah.
chronologically.
Yeah, I guess. But I mean, unless you spent 3 seconds to Google it and did it.
Why not just play it in the release order because they said if you play it like story wise, if you played the 2.8, like the newest one, it would be considered in the first in the line to play.
Yeah, because like a prologue.
Yeah, I can't do that. It wouldn't make much sense.
Yeah, I guess
because I wouldn't have any questions that I'd want answered yet.
And 2.8 that also has Dream Drop Distance.
Dream Drop Distance. I don't even know when that is.
That's that's on. That's the game that came out on 3DS.
Yeah, it came out on 3DS.
So
hard to play. That's why I didn't.
Yeah, it was super hard on 3. Well, maybe because I just remember the mechanics to it were hard because they used like the
controls were awful, and that's why I couldn't really beat it.
I assume it's probably much easier on PlayStation.
Yeah, it's really a lot better.
Yeah. So, I'm glad you're enjoying your Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, and sorry for not being able to talk normally.
Yeah, you keep burping and.
I don't know what's happening to me. I think I'm pregnant.
You're either pregnant or it's because you shaved. But Cody's currently holding up his phone and all it says on it is Magikarp game, which I don't even know anything.
I don't even know anything about.
I don't even know if it's actually out.
It's Italian iOS. That's what I saw.
Is that it?
I think it's out on an Italian iPhone store or something like that.
Oh, that was pretty great about Duolingo adding Japanese.
Wow, you're bouncing.
We bouncing, boys.
Yeah, Colt in the Facebook group chat today got really mad because he couldn't learn Japanese for free.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, you could if you just self-taught yourself.
I don't want to do that. All I do is watch anime.
Just do what I do and watch a bunch of Japanese wrestling, and you eventually start catching on to words. Like
yeah.
Lariato. That
breaky,
means lariat.
breaky.
That's still one of the greatest commentary
Sushi.
lines ever.
Oh, come on now.
That's still a great commentary line because it's so weird because I've never heard anything even remotely close to that. It's where a guy jumps through a table and he goes, very, 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 breaky, 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 bishi, bishi. And I'm like, what? I've never heard anything like that. And then sometimes one thing that I love about the Japanese language, especially watching Japanese wrestling, and even anime does it sometimes, where they just slip in whole sentences in English sometimes. Because sometimes I'll be watching wrestling and they'll all of a sudden be da, 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 young bucks suck, and then they'll just keep going on. And it's My Hero Academia. There's a character who's a loud character who speaks English half the time. It's pretty great.
Yeah. But go ahead, sorry.
I was gonna say it happens a lot in JoJo's Bizarre Adventures.
Yeah, it does. It's so good.
I don't watch JoJo's.
Well,
yeah.
Everyone here needs to watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure because it's really good. And read the manga if you want to. You don't have to.
It's super long,
but you should.
You don't have to.
You should.
Colt was just leaving it at that.
But sorry, but to bounce back though, new Destiny game.
New Destiny.
Yeah, did either of you watch the reveal thing today?
End of the reveal because I woke up towards the end of it.
Yeah.
And I think it looks pretty good.
So how much did you catch? Because I'm interested. Because me and you have two very different viewpoints, but I watched it from the beginning.
I watched the end part. I saw it from the part where he's talking about playing with his brother. Talking about catching up with his brother again.
It wasn't his brother; it was his middle school friend.
I thought it was his brother.
No, it was a friend from middle school.
Well, whatever.
Is what he was talking about.
I just woke up.
Okay, so from that point, so you watched the last 20 minutes of it.
And I went back and watched gameplay, and I gotta say that gameplay was pretty good.
I think my problem with it just looks so much like Destiny 1. And we had fun with Destiny 1, but for 2 months, because eventually there was such a paywall behind it, you really couldn't play it.
That was about a few months after. Really, when they started releasing I don't remember that first DLC name. As soon as the DLC came out, it was harder to play. Yeah, because
again, a paywall behind it, and that's going to be the same problem with this game because it's weird because they so want it to be an MMO, and it's even coming out to PC this time.
Yeah,
but it's still one thing I thought was weird is that it's still limited to 6 players, in your fire team.
I thought it was 4 players.
No,
when it came to roaming.
I don't know.
It was 4 players when you had to roam around and
Yeah, but raids were 6 players.
Yeah,
and I don't know if roaming around 6 players because they only showed 3.
Oh.
So I would assume it's 3 or 4, whatever the limit was for Destiny 1. But raids were always 6 players in Destiny 1. And that's the thing in Destiny 2 is they just showed 6 players.
No, I was gonna say anybody listen to this, if you don't know what we're talking about, look it up.
Wait, what?
If you don't know what we're talking about, look up Destiny.
Destiny's a video game, so made by Bungie, the creators of Halo. But it just looks so like, I don't want to say bare bones because they are adding some features to the game that are new. Like they're adding the clan feature, which I think will give it a much longer shelf life than Destiny 1. They're adding a mechanic which I don't know how to feel about it called guided gaming or something to that effect, or essentially where it's like if you and your clan mates are on but there's only like 5 of you, you can turn your thing on and somebody can use the guided gaming and not join your clan but join your party. So it's pretty much public matchmaking for the raids, which wasn't in Destiny 1. But I find that so weird.
Which is awesome, actually.
Which public matchmaking, yes, is cool, but I feel like the guided gaming thing is weird because, I mean, you're kind of like the sixth wheel in a case. Like Jeff Gertzman from Giant Bomb was talking about it, and he made a really good point. It was like, I don't know how comfortable I would be being the sixth wheel with 5 other people that like know each other and, you know, are in the same clan in this game and stuff like that. I don't know how comfortable I would be. And like from a standpoint, I would agree because they were talking about how only 50% of players played the raids in Destiny 1, which is...
I played the first raid and I only beat the first raid once.
Yeah, they just said 50% played raids, period.
Because it was just hard to get into like a good group.
Yeah.
They were
because you had to know the people because there was no matchmaking for the raids. So you had to know 5 other people.
You had to be able to sit down for hours just ready to do it.
Yeah.
Ew.
Which I'm okay with sitting down for hours. It's just, I got to play with the right people.
Yeah.
You know, I was so excited for Destiny, and I wasn't able to, play it at first because I didn't have a PlayStation 4. And I remember by the time I got to play it, everybody...
Destiny 1 came out on 360 and PS3, too.
It did.
Right?
It did, but
nobody would have...
No, I know people that did, and it was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So...
Everybody I knew played it was on PlayStation 4.
Mm-hmm.
So, but by the time I got it, everybody who I talked to about it had essentially, ruined it for me, I guess. That when I actually played it, I was like, I don't want to play this.
I remember and maybe it's partially my fault, I had such high expectations for that first game. I think everybody did just because of everything they were promising. And they were like, the worlds are seemingly endless and like those worlds are tiny.
Last time I had my high hopes up set too high. And that's what ruined it for me. But now I know what to expect, and I know what I'm getting myself into.
But
so
I mean,
I'm thinking,
But if you're still expecting like a mediocre game, does that actually make it like worth it?
Well,
like if you're like, well, I'm expecting this game just to be okay. So if it's just okay,
well,
I don't think Destiny 1 was okay. I think it was good. It's just that people thought, like I said, they expected too much from it.
Well, I thought Destiny 1 from a release standpoint was very bare bones. I think we can say that. And like it was fun, but it was like not much to do. Like you had a story mode that kind of didn't make sense, and then you had PvP, which was
I played a ton.
Yeah, I mean we played.
I loved PvP.
I mean we played a bunch of multiplayer, but after that there was really nothing to do. And then they started adding again all these expansions, but they were like $20 or $30 a piece expansions.
20, but for most of them, 20. The first 2 were 20, and then I think Taken King was like 30.
Yeah, well, I don't remember because I fell off. Because I'm pretty sure the year Destiny came out, which was 2014.
20, yeah.
Because it came out in like September.
Yeah.
And then I remember like November was when GTA 5 came out on PlayStation. And I believe also Smash Brothers came out. Yeah, pop your neck right into the mic, home dog.
I'm popping my neck.
And then like a bunch of other games came out and I just kind of forgot about it. But those games were infinitely better. I thought like GTA 5 was obviously great game.
Okay. Oh God, what I was gonna say?
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh no, sorry.
Yeah, and he just stops.
No, I was gonna say this year, we've had a pretty good game so far. So I'm kind of not really worried about it, but we should be on lookout.
Yeah. Oh, I'm definitely gonna be on the lookout. I think one of those new multiplayer game types they introduced is called Countdown, which is a proper attack defend game type in Destiny 2. I think that sounds awesome, and that was my favorite part of Destiny was the PvP. So,
well, the real question. Sorry, Colt, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that I miss playing Destiny. There was like a weird feeling that I had when I was playing it. Like, there's not really any other games like it, and that's why I really miss playing Destiny.
Yeah, it was definitely unique.
Because can you guys think of any games that are like Destiny 1?
A boring game?
Oh,
yes, I
Just
can,
'cause
and
you
it's called The
suck
Last
at
of
the
Us.
game doesn't
I was
mean
good at
that.
Destiny 1.
Wait a
you
minute.
sure?
Wait a minute.
I was
Wait,
good.
Check my KD.
Okay, everybody, let's say that hot take again. You have Tanner.
I said like any other boring game, and then I said The Last of Us.
Okay, off the podcast. Tanner is off the podcast
Because The Last of Us.
Tanner didn't like
was
Last of
a
Us
boring
because he
game.
didn't understand the story.
He's
I
just
did understand the
He
story.
didn't
and
know
that
what he was
Tanner
doing.
doesn't finish
Tanner
games.
was playing it with
He's
an
an
Xbox
awkward person.
controller.
I played
He-
on PS4.
He didn't know what he was doing.
Okay, Tanner, don't listen to Tanner. Don't. His tweets are dumb.
He tried putting The Last of Us in his Wii U. I don't think. Who is this guy?
First of all, you ruined all my cred by stating I owned a Wii U, which is factual.
Release date. I remember.
I did get it on day one.
We did too.
Yeah, well, yeah, you
I
got
didn't even know we pre-ordered it, so
Don't yell at me.
I woke up and there was 2 Wii U's in my house.
Oh yeah, because I bought my Wii U to your house. No, but it was Last of Us. I thought was extremely boring.
But let's not talk about your dumb
Yeah,
opinion.
we won't talk about it
Tanner
anymore.
has
But-
god-awful
but-
opinions.
I'll just leave it at that.
But the real question is, are we gonna hit up Destiny 2?
I am.
I am.
Well, Colton, I mean, I feel myself being peer pressured into it already, so
Do
I
it,
figure
do
by
it, do
September I'll probably buy
Play
it.
with
But
us.
hold on. No chance on the podcast. That's the one rule. But there's going to be a open beta. They said during the conference there's going to be a beta this summer.
And it's going to be that first mission where like the home is being destroyed.
Yeah, it's going to be. I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be a little bit of everything. So I'll try the beta. If I like the beta, I'll be like, sure, I'll drop $1,000 on this.
All right.
As you do. But yeah, but as of right now, and the thing is, Destiny 1 came out in 2014, which really wasn't a year for great games. I mean, there was
2014 had okay games. It's okay.
there was good games that came out in 2014, like some under the radar stuff, but nothing too big. It wasn't a 2017. And this year we've had a ton of great games.
There hasn't really been a game where I said, "Wow."
There hasn't been a major release, I think, that's disappointed outside of Andromeda.
I don't even want to say that.
Well, I mean,
Just because other
you don't want to say that, but
I mean,
I'm talking mass majority.
I don't know. Mass Effect Andromeda was
I-
actually
a lot of the
pretty
people
decent.
That hated on Andromeda didn't even play it. They're like, "Wow, this one opinion from this YouTuber I like said this, so I'm gonna follow that opinion."
That's what it
without
seems
even
like.
Well, it did
forming
have
my own.
it did have its share of problems,
It
and
did
you also
have-
have to look at it where the Mass Effect series is a beloved franchise.
Yeah.
People hold Mass Effect 2 as the greatest game of all
I
time.
will not lie. The animations were pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The story though, that's what kept me trucking along.
Yeah.
I love.
No, it was a fun game.
Yeah, and see, I'm not one of those guys that care from a technical standpoint what the game like. I'm not like this game better be 60 FPS or I'm going to be angry.
Yeah.
like
get out my face, PC Master Race.
yeah, like I don't care, but like some of that stuff in Mass Effect was like for a game that costs however much it costs to make, $50 million, however much it costs to make, whatever, shouldn't look that bad. There's just no excuse. As
The
coming from
graphics were beautiful.
Yeah,
though.
it
Yeah,
was
I mean, it
pretty-
was
just they could have done better on the faces.
it looked good,
Yeah.
but some of that stuff was just. Whew.
But yeah, no, I think Colt's right because it seems like I've noticed this too that everybody has not actually played the game, and they're just willing to say whatever they've heard.
Well, Wenzel, that's called the internet, buddy.
Yes,
You know?
yeah, yeah, you're right.
But
But
the internet's an awful place.
it really
The
is.
internet sucks. But no, there's just been a lot of good games this year, and I think the one thing that's really going to work in Destiny's advantage is that it's coming out in September and not holiday. I think if it was coming out in holiday, I think it'd be
Competing with like
it'd
Call
be
of Duty.
competing with Call of Duty, Battlefront, New Mario. A lot stuff we probably haven't even seen or know that's coming out holiday yet. They're probably going to be pretty
Yeah.
big games. So I think coming out in September is the correct move. I think it's a smart move on Bungie's part. I think it being a part of BattleNet as opposed to Steam's a good move. Although I think servers on day one are going to be atrocious, just because if you remember Overwatch, those were pretty dog trash on day one. So I can't even imagine what Destiny's going to be like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, I was just gonna say, we have some questions that.
Yeah, we do have a few questions, and I'm going to pull those up on my Twitter right now. But it's so weird how fast this year has gone by as well, just because
We're already graduated.
like you guys have graduated, and like E3's in 3 weeks.
I'm so ready for E3. I'm gonna cry and bust a nut simultaneously.
But it's what a weird time. Like people always tell you like, oh, time goes by so quick. And, when you're a kid, you're like, I just want to grow up. But now, I'm 21 and like this year has flown by. I turned 22 in 7 months. I'm just like, slow down, please, God.
Yeah.
I'm going to die at an accelerating rate. This is terrifying. But yes, we do have some questions.
Okay.
And our first question comes from Blah's Misfits. And it's here's a question. If you guys could build a theme park, what would the theme be and what kind of attractions would there be? So I'm just going to preface this by saying I believe the only person here that's ever been to a theme park is Wenzel.
Wait.
Are you kidding me?
I've never been to an actual theme park.
Alabama Adventure.
Oh, okay. I forget Alabama Adventure is a theme park.
Williamsburg, Alabama Adventure.
Oh, are you on the podcast now?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know Cody was on the podcast.
We don't pay him to do this.
Cody has the kazoo. He gets to talk. I don't make the rules here. But no, so I've never been to a legitimate
Dang,
theme park.
Tanner, you suck.
Well, okay, calm down. I'm an old man. My mom says, she's like, you've been to a theme park? I'm like, you took me to Six Flags when you were pregnant with me. Doesn't count. I'm like, that's probably what's wrong with me, Mom. But anyways,
Our mother also went to it's called Vision Land, but it's actually
Alabama Adventure.
But yeah, she went with me in her stomach too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I also have two.
What's up with pregnant women going
Well,
to theme
I also have two older siblings. So, like, my mom didn't get on any rides. It was for my older siblings that were kids at the time. So it's not like my mom was like, "I'm 8 months pregnant. Let's go to fucking Six Flags."
I think it's like a little Russian roulette. They're like, "What happens, happens."
Oh my goodness! Oh, I have a weird story to tell regarding that. But no. So what would your main park ride be? What would your one attraction be? I already have mine.
I have no idea.
Wenzel, you not?
I mean, I really.
All right. The theme would be anime.
Fuck.
And
an anime theme park in Alabama. Who would have thought of it?
Who would have thought? S-Town, right? And the main attraction would be... I don't know if this is allowed. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Like it's a trampolines, but it's a very cheap theme park, by the way. Trampolines,
We're working
but
on
in
200.
in the center of the trampolines, there's nipples painted on. Like you bounce from booby to booby, and it's just trampolines.
How many trampolines are there? Just
There's
two?
about 30. It's in Alabama.
Can I say this is mine?
Wenzel, add on to Colt's anime theme park. We'll all share the same theme park. We'll go with this theme.
Why not like a water?
We're talking about wet t-shirts.
Wenzel's
No.
like, what if we had a
Well,
hose
I mean,
pipe?
I was thinking of anime. So what about hentai? So have like a ride where it's like water based. Cody's water based with like an octopus or squid.
How many boobs do women have? Like 30? I don't know. So an octopus water slide is your answer?
Yeah, but it grabs your boobs.
That's illegal. That's illegal.
No, it's an animal. You can't.
Okay, mine would be, okay, so you know how they have those really smart sex robots in Japan. So ours would be, you couldn't have sex with them because that's unsanitary. But all the park attendants would be like the sex robots programmed, and they all look like Hatsune Miku, obviously.
Okay.
So, and they're just like the park attendants. So I guess it's more the attraction part of the theme park. And they just help you and all that stuff. But every night at 6:35, all the Hatsune Mikus in the park, the sex Hatsune Miku bots, get into the center. We have a center stage, but the center stage is actually just a trampoline as well. Nice. And so they all get on the trampoline and they just sing random anime openings from all assorted anime.
How many bots are there?
I'm thinking ballpark.
We have enough money to afford these Hatsune Miku.
I'm thinking
trampoline titty attraction.
I'm thinking ballpark 200.
200. So you tell 200 Hatsune Mikus singing.
If you're not gonna have sex with them, why are they sex bots?
Yeah.
Who has the money to build robots?
If you
Do I look like I didn't even know how to record a podcast. You think I know how to build a fucking robot? That's why I'm buying the robots pre-program. I'm just dressing them up. What's the name of the theme park? Obviously, it has to be like
Taste of Anime, Alabama edition.
no.
No.
What if it was like Annie Bama? No, that sounds
Wow.
bad. That sounded way better in my head.
Eurovision.
Oh yes.
There we go.
Okay, so our theme park's called Eurovision. And Sweden wins it again. I actually don't remember if Sweden won. It might have been
Alabama wins
Norway.
all the time.
Alabama wins.
What a
And
ride.
our next Twitter question comes from at twitter.com, which is TWWITTERDOTCOM. When are you going to force your co-host, this is a question directed towards me, when are you going to force your co-host to go to a wrestling show and then have a reaction podcast to it? Well, do I have good news for you? Because in August, there's this little show called the Scenic City Invitational, and I know for a fact Cody and Colt are going out there. Not 100% sure on Wenzel yet.
Don't look at me.
Don't
My
look
eyes
at
are
me.
now closed.
Look up. Look up.
But yeah, we're going to SEI, and we are bringing our podcast equipment, and may try to do something fun there. I mean, we're obviously going to record a podcast there, but hopefully it will be something different than the normal formula.
Actually, now I want to go with you.
I mean, if you have the money.
I mean, I'm just saying.
I love Chattanooga.
It's not an expensive trip. Not an expensive trip at all. But yeah, so we're all going to Chattanooga in August, and it's going to be Colt, Cody's, and Wenzel's if he goes first wrestling show. I'm sort of a veteran of the scene, and yeah, we're gonna
Yeah, brother. Hulk Hogan, right?
yeah, and yeah, we're just gonna go up there and watch some graps, and it's gonna be a good time, and it's gonna be so weird for like my real life friends to interact with my Twitter friends.
Is it okay if I act like overreact to things?
That's
Please.
Colt. That's Twitter. That's literally
No,
what Twitter.
no, like
Colt, I went to
during
Twitter.
wrestling, can I like scream if somebody like?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, you
yeah.
already do that.
Yeah.
Absolutely, you can.
I'm gonna do that.
Absolutely, you can.
I'm gonna scream the whole time.
Can I just have a bitch face the entire time?
That's pretty
You
much
do
you
that
all
all
the
the
time.
time.
So,
Wenzel's always laughing.
Wenzel's like, I'm offended.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're all going to the Scenic City Invitational in August. Something, and we're recording a podcast in our hotel room, and we're going to eat at the City Cafe and eat plain cheesecake.
Oh
'Cause
yeah,
that's what we
cheesecake.
do. That's what we do. But yeah, and I think with questions this week, that's going to wrap up the podcast. Just cut it there. No,
I can vomit on command.
oh,
It felt like it.
I
I
gotta
just
get-
felt like
we'll
it.
we'll do that at SCI weekend. Colt will throw up, I promise. So as always, you can follow us on Twitter at AYCH Podcast. I have been one of your hosts, Tanner, at Tanner, TANNER 1495.
I'm Wenzel. You can follow me at Wenzy Wilkie. I'm not going to spell that because we're at episode 4. You should already get it by now.
I'm Colt, and you can find me at Meme Yarl on Twitter.
Yep.
I'm just kidding, though. It's spelled capital WENZY, capital WILKEY. I'm sorry.
And as always, thank you everybody for listening. You can check us out on Google Play, on iTunes, on SoundCloud, on my Twitter from my incessant plugging. Thank you, and we are out of here.
Good night.
Good night. Ah.